Everybody, this is La Mente de Cleca. We're going to try something a little bit different this time. I wanted to make an English version of this clip because I've had people mention it if I could do it that way. Uh, Obviously, not a lot, but I wanted to try it, see how it goes. First of all, what I wanted to talk about is like the clips that have been coming out about the USA team and what's been going on with them. Some over exaggeration about the comments, and one that I wanted to like break down because the way that comment went out, it was like a little cringy. But I think there's truth in both of these comments, but they need to be broken down in detail. It's not like it's over for the USA team and they have to worry about it in that form. So that's what I wanted to mention. Right, first of all, okay, so the USA team just lost to Germany. Uh, Let me get you the score here. It was 113 to 111. So it's like close game. Obviously, there's been talk. Oh, it's been over the years. We've known about it already, but there's been talk about it in this tournament where like the FIFA tournament where the world game is catching up, and it's been catching up. We know that. Um, but USA team obviously did not do very well, even though saying they didn't do very well. Like they got to the semifinals, which is actually pretty damn good. But compared to what they're used to, it's a failure for them, and I can see that to what they're accustomed to and the level that they could play at. But there's like special details, caveats to that as why they didn't get there. And like everybody's saying, "Oh, USA team is done. It's over. The world team has caught up." Well, it's been catching up, and I'll break it down. But first, let's look at their record. They finished. Well, they haven't finished yet, but could they still got to play Canada for the third position in the tournament. So that's coming up. But they're 5-2, lost in the semifinals with Germany. Germany goes on to the finals with Serbia. Both very good teams. Uh, so the loss that USA had was Lithuania, 104 to 110, and then I already said it, Germany, 113, 111. And what can you do when you send in a young core of basketball players that haven't been in this type of challenge. Uh, they're not veterans, so they're basically learning this FIBA World Tournament, how it goes. The rules are different. Uh, the style of play, it's more defensive play. They move the ball more. It's tougher to get calls. NBA, they're trying to make it different now, but the NBA has a lot of years where like if you got the ball and you work your moves, you can get a foul pretty easy. That's not going to happen in FIBA, and that's something that these players have to get accustomed to, and it's a problem. But let's look at the comments, right? So the first comments that came out was from the I believe he's a runner for USA team. He said, uh, it hurts him to look at the NBA finals and go, "Hey, we're the world champs," and then he goes, "The world champs of what?" Because you're playing in the United States, but there's details to that, right? So some people feel that the NBA is the world game because they're picking the best players from all over the world, which is true, which is very true. But if you don't count talent, you're just saying what it is. It's true. It's not a world championship. It's regardless of whether the another world uh, cannot compete with a USA team. Uh, that is a world championship. Another country playing against another country. Whether they Whether they match up pretty well or not, that's well, you got to see it in the game. So that's why USA has been dominant because they have the best league in the world. So obviously, all the best players will be in that league, and the talent is higher. So USA is going to get a lot better players playing in that league. But let me play the actual clip of how he said it, and I'll set it up right here. I don't hear it. Hold on. Oh, here we go. I'm getting my channels mixed up.
The thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong.
See, so you can hear the way he said it. So it's kind of a little bit condescending. But I do get it. It needs to be broken down more than that. But it is true. Like technically, the NBA is not a world championship, but it's pretty close because you're getting the best of the best from everywhere. Obviously, not every player is going to be able to play in the NBA. There's different factors. Some players maybe they did it once and they left. They didn't like it. They wanted to go back to their country and play for them for their leagues over there, like Europe. That happens. So you're going to miss talent, but not a lot. Most of the world talent is going to be in the NBA. So I can see how they some people look at it as a world championship, but you can't do it that way because it doesn't matter. Like the NBA finals, they may have 3 or 4 different world guys. There's not different countries in there. There's not country per country, so it's not a world championship. But I wouldn't say it like USA is not a great team and it's been winning a lot. Um, but there you go. That's the way I see it. The other comment was from Steve Kerr after that Germany game, uh, where he. Well, let me play it for you before I even say anything. Here we go.
The game has been globalized over the last 30 years or so, and these games are difficult. This is not 1992 anymore, and so players are better all over the world. Teams are better, and it's not easy to win a World Cup or an Olympic Games. That means
So there you go. That was Steve Kerr's comments in the press conference. It is not 1992 anymore, which is true. The world talent has gotten a lot better since then, a lot better. But let's be real. The 2023 USA team that went to the qualifiers is not the 1992 team because it is not the best players they took there. 1992 is the best of the best, and that's why they were so dominant. 2008, it was the best of the best. That's why they were so dominant. Now, I understand qualifiers. Even most countries, sometimes they wouldn't take necessarily their best players all the time. Uh, they have been taking it more seriously lately in the last couple years. So they try to at least get the best players for their country. USA has not. Uh, Usually they bring in sort of a B team uh, to go to those qualifiers because it was easy for them. They could qualify, get to the Olympics, and then they bring the big guns, which is probably what's going to happen as long as they're qualified. So in that factor, like I kind of understand that. Yeah, it's not 1992 anymore, but because the world uh, has gotten better, it's got more talent, more NBA players from different countries, and even the factor that there's a trick to it as well. Um, they're nationalizing certain players and they're bringing them to their country, so their talent is growing because of that. Because Giannis for Greece, technically, he's not from Greece, but he was nationalized, and now he plays for that team. So that happens a lot, and it's happening a lot more lately, lately because they want to win, they want to be competitive. So that's what we're seeing. But let's be real. Right now, even though the world teams will be competitive, if you bring half of that B team and the rest of the USA team, LeBron, Steph Curry, Clay, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis, Ja Morant, Draymond, Chris Paul, I you're gonna have a hard day. It's not gonna be that easy. Let's be real. So these comments, while they're like USA needs to pay attention to the qualifiers and be more serious about it if they want to be number one, uh, and not come in number two, number three. Uh, they need to get at least some of those top superstars to buy in and come into the qualifiers. But usually they don't worry about it. They let other people have a shot at it, and then if they need them for the Olympics, then you got me. So I don't know. That's the way I see it. I just want to leave this short little clip. Try the English version of this podcast, and we might try it in the future, long form. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, man. See you in the next time. This is a technically clip episode 132, La Mente Cleca, and I'll see you next time.